We're recording. See that man there, Patrick? Okay. Oh, hey. Excuse me, honey. I'm gonna have a chance here. Now, by the way, honey, you should probably have a picture of yours truly here. And you know, if you see this man coming, run like hell, honey.
All right.
Can we see that picture?
Yeah.
Can you turn that picture to the camera?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know that. Oh, yes. Do it like that. Yeah.
Often when you hear people making arguments against marijuana, they say, what about the children? And I'm really tired of hearing that because I think children can think for themselves, number one, and that no one's pushing it on them. Could you elaborate and expand on that?
Absolutely. So Parents for Pot is a nonprofit. We help families that have to move for legal medical access and also families that have someone incarcerated because of cannabis. So what about the children? I will tell you that I'm a mom to an 8-year-old daughter who has epilepsy, who has failed every single pharmaceutical on the market. Cannabis is her only hope. So what about those children? What about those children that don't have access because of where they live, because of their zip code? Let's think about all the children and not just the ones that we think of as neurotypical.
Talk about the kinds of experiences your daughter endured before she started taking cannabis, and how is she doing now?
My daughter was on phenobarbital from the time that she was 2. She was a zombie. She had no light in her eyes. We started cannabis and I met my daughter. The cognitive benefits that we've seen and improvements are just amazing. She went from resorting to gestures and signs to actually speaking in fluid sentences.
So the DEA chief recently was quoted as saying that medical marijuana is, quote, a joke. React to that.
Wow. That completely negates my daughter and the thousands of patients like her that are seeing relief from this medicine. Completely negates their journey and their process, and it's not acceptable.
If he was standing here right now, what would you say to him?
I would introduce him to my daughter and tell him to explain to her why it's okay to dismiss her.
You are for marijuana, of course, medicinally. Do you also support legalization for recreational use?
We do. I actually believe that recreational legalization translates to better access for medical patients as well. The more people we have growing, the more strains we have available. Cannabis is entirely individualized medicine. So the more strains that we can offer to patients to try, the more people we can help, even if it's through full adult use legalization.
Medicubes is a product that is a medicated hard candy. They're 10 milligrams, and we have an accurate dose product, so you know what you're getting the same every time.
What do you tell people who are trying them for the first time?
Start with one, and then wait an hour before taking any more or driving.
And do they have the same kind of pain relieving effects as smoking or any other form of digestion, eating?
So it's basically strain dependent, but they do help with appetite and also sleep and pain as well. And depending on your tolerance, you might want to take maybe 2 or 3, but I would start with perfect dose for, your regular average smoker.
Where are these manufactured?
We have a commercial kitchen in Portland, Maine.
In Portland, Maine. And as far as the strains you mentioned, can you be indica specific or sativa specific?
Absolutely, and we even offer a CBD dominant product.
Okay. Is it preferable to most people these days that you meet to ingest this way rather than smoking, or?
Well, we always like to, say it's the healthy high, and it is, if you're not smoking it, it's much healthier. Vaping is also healthy, but yeah, and it's a good way to regulate how much you're, how much you're ingesting, as well as, on the go or at work where you can't normally light up and smoke.
People with chronic pain have chronic depression. People with chronic depression have chronic pain. There's links. A lot of people who have all kinds of diseases have anxiety. People get regular headaches. People get nauseous from things. People have... It could be an entire pharmacy. You could take your Pepto-Bismol, your Imodium, your Tylenol, your asthma medicine, and eventually one day you could actually probably throw them all out and instead have at home your own homeopathic medications. There's a huge surge with the whole homeopathic movement, naturopaths, homeopaths, people who are doing alternative medicine, acupuncture, Eastern medicine. The future of all this is that, again, much like educating your doctors, yourselves, the holidays are coming. You know what? Take your grandmother out who's all gnawed up with arthritis with your vaporizer and show her what you're doing. And show her that this isn't a crime. That look, you can do it for yourself. Pride. Right. I'm passionate like this, much like Dr. Umar is. You guys, you really have to experiment and keep a logbook. This is what I tell all of my patients. A lot of them come in, like a lot of you. You have more than one thing. You're not just here for X or Y. You have a whole lifetime of ailments, of problems, of systems are out of balance, things are out of homeostasis. The cannabis is in your body, it's in your receptors to bring you back to homeostasis. All this artificial medicine is an extraction from somewhere. It's one chemical that they decided is working. The whole plant medicine is where it's at. And back to what we were discussing earlier, that it's different for different people. You could have an entire medicine cabinet, a tincture for this, an edible for that, a vaporizer for that, different delivery methods. A lot of people are starting to use suppositories, very good for cancer patients that can't hold anything down, and for other types of diseases, suppositories also for a lot of people act as a slow release formula, as opposed to something like an edible, which when it hits all at once. So it's taking notes, it's being proactive, it's being to some degree your own doctor. The real meaning for the word physician is teacher. So what I'm trying to hopefully do, and I know Dr. Umar and the people who really care and are trying to do this, is to teach you guys, to educate you guys. You don't have to call a doctor every day to say how many aspirin do I take, right? You learned how to do that. Learn how to do this for yourselves. Learn how to find the medicines that work for yourselves, the tinctures, the different preparations. Use them, keep a logbook. And if it doesn't work for you the first time, go back to the well, find something else. I keep telling my patients, if you're lucky and you have one hit of your vaporizer and it works, you're a cheap date. Great.
That's right?
But the odds are that there's a lot of trial and error, and your dosing's going to change. Your dosing's going to be based on your metabolism. The other thing we also try and preach to our patients, Dr. Umar with a wellness center, and we're from Integrate Mass, with the root of integrative medicine, which is whole body medicine, is, if you just think you're going to take 3 puffs of your vaporizer and you're going to do everything else the same and everything's going to be great, you're wrong. Put down your cheeseburgers, drink some water, get to the gym, do some meditation, whole body, your entire body, mind, spirit, soul, everything at once to fight your diseases. Get into yourselves, get out of all the other things you're into and get into yourselves and allow the medicine, to help you get into yourself. to meditate, to drink well, to exercise, to eat well, all these things together. This is what people used to do. All these diseases are from laziness, from not eating properly, from not hydrating yourself, from not being spiritual, from not being family orientated. These are all diseases of environment. The environment is killing all of you, and you're allowing it. So take some time and treat yourselves and learn about yourselves and get in touch with yourselves. And the cannabis will go a lot further and help you a lot more. And that's something you should do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Smaller doses over an extended period of time. Jill, I would like you to speak about Parents for Pot for a minute. We only have a few more minutes. We're going to take some questions and we'll get to you, Jenna. But I just want you to hit Parents for Pot for me because it's so important. Parents for Pot.
I am the Family Outreach Director for Parents for Pot. We are a nonprofit organization. We help families that have to move to legal states for medical access. We also help families that have someone incarcerated for cannabis charges. We look at people in California. We think it's been legal there for so long. We have people in jail for life for following state laws, but still being, rated federally. We can't leave those people behind, even as we progress our movement forward. I think it's really important that we remember to extend our hands back and pull them with us.
Thank you. Thank you. So important. So important. Jenna, why don't you tell us a little bit about Care Docs and how everything is going up here in Maine?
As I was saying before, this is a very, very mature program. It's been in place since 1999. We have a very educated community that is coming together to help to spread the knowledge. One of the things that we had touched on before that I'd like to reiterate is to reach out to the community, reach out to your doctors and be perfectly honest with them about your cannabis use and everything that it's helping you with, because some of the things that we have seen along the lines is doctors who in the very beginning wanted nothing to do with it, got enough feedback from their patients that they've begun to open their eyes and to be more accepting of it. And I can tell you that there are enough doctors in the state of Maine that if you have a primary care physician that does not believe in the use of cannabis, keep looking because you'll find one that will.